Chapter 3556. Antares had been here before. The origin beings looked at Lin Moyu with fear in their eyes, not daring to approach or attack him. One begets two. The Taiyang origin and Tai-Yin origin are the two. Before they appeared, there was the so-called One, which may be the Yin-Yang origin. Lin Moyu now possessed the Yin-Yang origin. To these origin beings, Lin Moyu was the One. Lin Moyu's existence was a level above theirs. So when they saw him, they had a natural reverence and didn't dare to act rashly. Lin Moyu was very satisfied with the current situation. He chuckled lightly, then turned and entered the portal. Only after Lin Moyu had been gone for a while did these origin beings start moving again, gradually entering the portal. After all the beings had entered, the portal disappeared. This world belonging to the Taiyang and Tai-Yin origins became quiet once more. Amidst the interweaving light, new origin spirit veins began to form. After a teleportation that was neither long nor short, Lin Moyu set foot on solid ground. His gaze swept around. The surroundings were wilderness, stretching as far as the eye could see. In the sky, streams of galaxies hung overhead. These galaxies were extremely brilliant, each emitting different powers. Various pure and powerful forces poured down like waterfalls onto the earth. Looking out, countless waterfalls like galaxies fell from the 9 heavens, hanging between heaven and earth. These were not galaxies but great Daos. These great Daos were extremely primitive, pure, and powerful. They were not completely identical to the great Daos of the origin continent, but at least 90% were similar. If one could comprehend these great Daos upon returning to the origin continent, they could quickly comprehend the great Daos there as well.
No wonder those who return from the origin ancestral land, though their memories are chaotic, have greatly improved cultivation.
Comprehending the great Daos here, upon returning to the origin continent, could be converted into cultivation. This had nothing to do with chaotic memories. It wasn't like the few who went mad. It was just that this segment of memory was missing, which wouldn't affect the great Daos they had comprehended. The power of tens of thousands of Taiyang and Tai-Yin origins also affected this area, forming the countless great Daos in the sky. Compared to others, Lin Moyu saw the essence of things, seeing where the great Daos came from, rather than immediately trying to comprehend them. There was no rush to comprehend the great Daos. He was more willing to understand where they came from.
Now I know how the origin ancestral land can improve cultivation, but where does the danger come from? Every time in the origin ancestral land, many people die inside. What causes their deaths?
So far he hadn't encountered any danger, neither in the void earlier nor in this wilderness where great Daos fell from the 9 heavens. But he knew danger must exist, otherwise people wouldn't die inside every time. Lin Moyu walked on the ground, moving between the great Dao waterfalls, but not entering them. He recognized many of the great Daos, but there were also many he didn't recognize. But this wasn't important. After walking for a while, he suddenly saw a small ball like a bubble, floating about 20 meters high in the air. This small ball was somewhat dreamlike, radiating light outwards, illuminating an area of over 10 meters in radius. Within the light, a series of strange scenes appeared. Lin Moyu seemed to see another peculiar world. This world was illusory and hazy, completely different from what he usually saw, an independently existing world.
This is the origin realm.
Lin Moyu immediately understood that this bubble-like small ball was the origin realm. After observing the surroundings and confirming there was no danger, Lin Moyu reached out to absorb it, wanting to take it away. The origin realm didn't budge. Lin Moyu wanted to fly over, but he couldn't take off. Not only was flying prohibited here, but even lifting both feet off the ground was forbidden. Using power to pull it down was also not allowed. An invisible yet powerful force had placed restrictions on this area, establishing independent rules. But what was strangest was that after entering this area covered by countless great Daos, one's cultivation realm was no longer suppressed, and cultivation had been restored. It could only be said that the power that established the rules for this place was too strong. Lin Moyu carefully observed this origin realm, pondering how to obtain it. Beside this origin realm, a great Tao fell down. Lin Moyu observed carefully and found that the great Tao and the origin realm were interconnected. Though they seemed separate, there was actually a thread of power connecting them as one. In other words, to obtain the origin realm, one had to start from the great Tao waterfall.
This great Tao is a fire-type great Tao. I've never comprehended it before.
Lin Moyu pondered in his heart how to obtain the origin realm through the great Tao. Although the origin realm wasn't very useful to him, it wasn't completely useless.
The origin realm is connected to the great Tao, so to obtain the origin realm, I should start from the great Tao. Flying is impossible here, and even jumping is not allowed. Power is also restricted, even affecting one's own strength.
Lin Moyu thought for a moment, then stepped into the great Tao. Flames flowed within the great Tao, but these flames weren't strong. For Lin Moyu, they weren't even hot enough. Standing in the great Tao, bathed in flames, waves of insights rushed into his mind. Lin Moyu hadn't intended to comprehend a fire-type great Tao, but within the great Tao, he didn't need to actively comprehend. It was directly infused into him. He only needed to passively accept, and the speed of comprehending the great Tao was very fast. As he comprehended the great Tao, Lin Moyu felt his body lighten, and his feet left the ground.
So that's how it is.
Lin Moyu immediately understood. Entering the great Tao and comprehending it could break through the rule's restrictions, allowing him to fly. Since that was the case, Lin Moyu didn't mind comprehending more great Taos, as long as he didn't cultivate them afterwards. He casually accepted this fire-type great Tao, his body slowly rising into the air, reaching 20 meters high, level with the origin realm. He saw the power connecting to the origin realm, like a thin thread floating in the air. Reaching out to grab the thread, he pulled the origin realm back in a few moves. The origin realm was in hand, like a ball, light and weightless. Within the origin realm, flames burned fiercely, meaning this world was related to fire. Lin Moyu put away the origin realm, then severed the connection with this great Tao. He instantly fell, landing heavily on the ground. Here, one could only fly while in a great Tao comprehending it. Normally, leaving the ground was not allowed at all. Lin Moyu didn't mind. He had already found the corresponding method, so next, he could harvest more origin realms. As for the fire-type great Tao he had just comprehended, he had already put it out of his mind. If it were an origin great Tao, he might play with it a bit, but an ordinary great Tao, Lin Moyu didn't care about at all.
It seems Antares had entered the origin ancestral land before, gaining some benefits, so he could understand multiple great Tao laws. Although he wasn't proficient in any of them, at least he knew them.
Previously, he had thought Antares had comprehended those laws out of boredom over countless years. Now it seemed that wasn't the case at all. Rather, he had comprehended some great Taos in the origin ancestral land, but all very superficially, just to play around with. Lin Moyu continued forward, searching for origin realms, and also searching for great Taos that belonged to him.